All right, good to go?
Just 1 minute.
Oh.
Yes, good to go. All the best.
All right, awesome. So, hello everyone, and welcome to the 853rd meeting of South Delhi Toastmasters. And yes, I do hope that the rain gods and the weather gods now bless us with no more rains, and we resume our physical meets as soon as possible. Let me just start off with what the mission of Toastmasters is. So the mission of this club, mission of Toastmasters, is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment where each individual member is given the opportunity to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. To fulfill that mission, we have some ground rules that we follow in this club, and some specifically for online meetings. The first one would be to please turn your cameras on, anyone who has not done so, so that we can see your smiling faces. And second would be, whenever someone is speaking on stage, just unmute yourself so that we can avoid any unnecessary noise. And lastly, we refrain from talking about topics related to politics, religion, and gender. With that in mind, let me now hand it over to our president and presiding officer, and someone is taking all the, who's basically supporting the club as one of the biggest pillars. So let me just hand it over now to our president, Toastmaster Amit. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Avik, for sharing the Toastmaster International mission. So guys, please give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Avik. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A warm welcome to the 853rd meeting of South Delhi Toastmaster Club. I believe you heard that whatever happened, all is for good reasons. And today, we missed our venue, but I believe it's good because we need not to step out from our home in this pleasant weather, but rain outside. So whatever happened, that's for good reasons. So kudos for that. Now let's start with the meeting. And today we have a special intrigued topic, that is the man before the Mahatma. And whenever I listen this word, Mahatma, these people came in my mind, like Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, and people's roaming around in the saffron costume. And all these people are the big supporter of one thing, and that is the peace. Mahatma Gandhi is the person who is the big supporter of peace and non-violence, who won this world with his peace and non-violence policies, and helped us to gain this freedom from the foreigners. And people roaming around in the white saffron, also looking for peace around the world. I wanted to share a thing about my family. My maternal uncle's son became Mahatma. And after many years, we got an opportunity to meet with him again. And my question was to him that, why you decided to become Mahatma? And what was his answer? He told me, Amit, most of time, we are arguing for the material things. We are losing our peace of mind. We are competing for the material things. And ultimately, we are not going to take anything with us. So what is the real happiness? And the real happiness came while we feel the peace. And how that peace came? With the kindness, with the helping people, and with learning the things, feeling the proud. So that is the idea. Today we would like to discuss and hear from our Toastmaster of the day. But before we go ahead with that, I already connected with the guest, but still I would like to hear from the guest Hema. So it would be great if you switch on your camera. And I appreciate Divyanshi and Abhik, please switch on your camera so that we can see your beautiful faces and make this meeting more lively. That's great. Thank you. So yes, so Hema, so I would like to hear from you what you think, what comes in your mind when you learn or listen the word Mahatma, and what are your idea to get the peace in your life and for happiness?
That's a tough question, but okay. Mahatma means obviously someone who is really great, right? So he has to live up to his ideals and like core beliefs. And if we talk about what kind of principles that person should have, it should be like someone who is a good leader, who is selfless, and someone who puts others' interest before his own. Yeah, that's something that I can think of right now. There's nothing else on top of my mind.
That's great, Hema. So, sir, Dilip, sir, can I hear from you what comes in your mind when you listen the word Mahatma, and what your set of advice about the happiness and peace?
Well, the Mahatma word itself, if you analyze the word Mahatma, means great soul. When we say great soul, means peace, happiness, blessings. Lot positive things come in the queue, because the person we are talking is Mahatma. So that is in the real world, what we are getting is that we are going for running after money, physical things. And a lot of the articles you read, a lot of good things you read, the main purpose of the life is what? You are happy, you are satisfied, but happiness and satisfaction is nowhere. When a person earning crores, he is earning for another license. Ultimately, there was a story. These researchers went to a village, and in the evening they don't have that food, etc. So they searched one man. He was fishing, so you must have heard that. So he caught a fish and he made him. The researcher told him, "Why don't you go big in this business? Then what will be? You will earning a lot of money. You can purchase your own boat. Then after boat, you will fetch more fishes. Then you will buy a bungalow. Then you enter share market. Then you go big cities. You will be traveling in airplane, and ultimately, and after all this earning big wealth, you may go to a small place, peaceful on island, and this thing living peacefully. So how many years it will take? Maybe 25, 30 years. So for the why to waste 30 years, I'm enjoying the same life here. So the motto is that Mahatma and these things means positive energy centers.
Great, Dilip sir. So great to hear a story from you. And I missed to tell you that at the Toastmaster, we are also learning this art, storytelling. So that's great. You shared a little story that is very intriguing story. And obviously that means we are running behind the sofa things, lots of things, trying to accumulate a lot of money. And ultimately where we reach, that we can, everything we can gain without money.
Yes.
Right. So that's great. Good to hear. And when we are speaking about the Mahatma, then how we can miss Swami Vivekananda. Right. So Swami Vivekananda is the another person who shared the brotherhood across the world. So that is all. And there is a one quote from the Swami Vivekananda that why I would like to share. And most of time that quote I read from this from schools where that is written: arise, awake, and stop not until you achieve your goals. So that's all for today. So now I would like to call Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster AZAD. Toastmaster AZAD is by profession lawyer and most energetic person of our club. So his energy is, I can say, very excited energy powerhouse of our club. So please give a big round of applause to our big powerhouse Toastmaster AZAD.
Thanks a lot, Amit sir. That means a lot coming from you. You have made my journey of Toastmaster of the day very, very easy because you have started with the theme. And complemented to that, our guests for today, they have also told some story. They have shared their views on the Mahatma. As Dalip Bhatia has said, it is in the word itself. Atma, Mahatma, an Atma which is Mahan, a soul which is a great soul. So there is a journey from being a soul to a great soul, and then you become the Mahatma. But today, it's not about being Mahatma. It's about the men before the Mahatma. And just to tell you, this is the name of a book. So there is a quote by Mahatma Gandhi, and I quote, he said, the best way to find yourself, to lose yourself in the service of others. And this sentence, this realization has made him a Mahatma. But what he was doing before becoming a Mahatma. So how many of you know that before embarking his journey on the path of constructing our nation as India, what Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, and I am consciously using the word, his name, because by now he was not Mahatma. What he used to do, what he was doing, maybe at the age of 18.
He was a lawyer, barrister.
Yes, sir. You have a lot of knowledge about the history. Great. Anyone else want to attempt? Yes, Aryan. Aman.
Lawyer.
Yes. A different view, maybe? Yes, Divyanshi?
He was in South Africa and he was fighting for the rights of indigenous people as a lawyer.
Wow. It seems that Divyanshi has well researched about the theme and then she has come to the meeting, and that impresses, and that is the specialty of Divyanshi, right? She has a good knowledge of good bank of knowledge, sorry. So what he was doing at the age of 18, he was shy, a timid Mohandas Gandhi. He leaves his home in Gujarat for a life on his own. At 45, we see the stretch of time from 18 till the age of 45. He becomes a confident and a fearless Gandhi. So it is almost a gap of more than 20 years, which also teaches us a lesson that we should never ever give up. Life has so many surprises for us. We must just walk on the path of this life and we must enjoy the journey. We never know that we are going to be the world's toppest leaders, one of the world's toppest leaders. So at the age of 45, a confident and fearless Gandhi, ready to boldly lead his country to freedom and returns to India. What transforms him? What was this particular thing which transformed his life? As Sir said and Aman said, also Divyanshi said, it was the law. Law has changed his life. Law has made him what he was at the time of his assassination. We are not discussing about his political journey, and I'm just making sure that I am not disqualified from speaking because we cannot discuss the political aspects here. But yes, we can learn a lot from his life. So it is the law which totally transformed him. The Men Before the Mahatma is the first biography book, my friends. about Gandhi's life. In the law, it follows Gandhi on his journey of self-discovery during his law studies in Britain, his law practice in India, and his enormous success representing wealthy Indian merchants in South Africa, as Divyanshi has already mentioned, where relentless attacks on Indian rights by the white colonial authorities caused him to give up his lucrative representation of private clients for public work. And it has also motivated me that I should also do it more pro bono works. The representation of the SINGH Indian community in South Africa. So he started working for those people. As he takes on the most powerful governmental, economical, and political forces of his days, he learns two things. I stop here because the suspense will be revealed in the end, what he has learned and what has been mentioned in the book. Those two things I will be sharing in my closing speech. So coming back to the meeting is divided into three parts. First part is about the prepared speeches, where the prepared speakers will be giving their speeches. And then we have a very fun table topic session where the table topic master will be giving opportunities to the speakers to speak impromptu. And especially, I want to mention that guests in the table topic session can also participate. After that, as the breakfast, the feedback is the breakfast of the champions. The journal evaluator, Toastmaster IC Pandey, will, with his team, will give the right dosage of the feedback to each speaker and auxiliary role players. And with that, I would like to call upon the general evaluator of the day, who will introduce himself and his tag team, who is going to evaluate this whole meeting. So the virtual stage is handed over to Toastmaster IC Pandey.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, for your good and warm introduction of the team and the role players and the members. So good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Pandey, General Evaluator today. The purpose of general evaluation is to evaluate everything that takes place during the meeting. During meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and that do not happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program to look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivering, and observing, and enthusiasm and performance during the meeting. Now, to evaluate the entire meeting, it is not able to, I will not be able to do alone. So I have a dedicated team, those who are specialized in their particular field. So now I would like to introduce my tag team. The tag T stands for timer. So first of all, I would like to welcome timer R.S. Pandian to introduce his role and responsibility. Toastmaster R.S. Pandian, and over to you.
Thank you, though, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I am Toastmaster R.S. Pandian. Today is my role, timer. Timer is the evaluator of prepared speech, table topic speaker, and the evaluation should be three parts. First part, prepared speech, 5 to 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. Second part, table topic speaker, 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute, I will raise the green card. 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. Third part, there should be individual evaluation section. Should be 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. I will present my report during evaluation. Thank you, General Evaluator. Hand over to General
Thank you so much.
Evaluator.
Yeah, thank you so much, Toastmaster Pandi, as a timer for explaining your role crystal clearly. Now, my second tag team member is our counter, Toastmaster Aman. Toastmaster Aman is doing this role first time as our counter. Toastmaster Aman, it's over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator TM Pandit. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today I will be playing the role of our counter. I think of every speech as a nugget of gold, and because I think of every speech as a nugget of gold, because gold is as much valuable as knowledge, and but even the gold that we use doesn't come without its impurities. Every speech has pause and fillers like and crutch words and long pauses. I will be looking for these words, and I will also be looking for words like when they are repeated, like I, and then also, and I will be noting down all of these and at how many times each speaker has said these words, and I will be back with the report after the meeting. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aman, for explaining your role. Now, the last but not the least, the Grammarian, Toastmaster Divyanshi. Over to you.
Hello, I hope I'm audible. Good evening, everyone. So today I'll be playing the role of the grammarian. My job is to note down all the good and bad usage of grammar in this meeting. I will also be noting down how many of you use the idiom of the day and the word of the day, which is, the word of the day is benevolent. I repeat, benevolent. It means kind, friendly, and helpful to others. It also can mean caring, compassionate, generous. Usage of it in a sentence would be, he was a benevolent old man and would not hurt anybody. So that's the word of the day. The idiom of the day is comparing apples to oranges. I repeat, comparing apples to oranges, which means comparing two things that cannot be compared. The word of the day, the idiom of the day, the usage in a sentence would be, to compare Indian food with Western food would be like comparing apples to oranges. I will be back with my report at the end of the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Divyanshi Grammarian, for introducing the word of the day and the idiom of the day. As I request all of you, whenever a speaker use the word of the day or idiom of the day, just show thumbs up to acknowledge it. With that, I will hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster AZAD. I will come and present the report along with my team during the evaluation session. It's over to you, Toastmaster of the day, TM AZAD.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. That was really an introduction. And I want to applaud for the Aman Aryan, which is being a member. It is his first meeting and he has taken the role. And a journey of 1,000 steps start with a single step. You need to take the initiative. So applaud for you, Aman. Going further, let's start with the prepared speech section. So our speaker is Toastmaster Divyanshi, whose speech evaluator is, who is evaluating? Neeraj is not there, right, sir?
Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit will evaluate.
Toastmaster Amit will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Divyanshi. Before I call on the speaker, let me call the evaluator, and the stage, the virtual stage is all yours. Amit, sir. Sir, you are on mute.
Thank you, Toastmaster AZAD. So thank you, Toastmaster AZAD, and good evening once again. And Toastmaster Azad, thank you for your benevolent words for Toastmaster Aman Aryan. So great job, Toastmaster Azad and Aman. So I am the evaluator. I am going to evaluate Toastmaster Divyanshi's speech, and Toastmaster Divyanshi is going to deliver her speech from the Pathways Presentation Mastery Level 1 Project 2. The purpose of this project is to learn or review basic method of writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. All the best to Toastmaster Divyanshi, and over to you, Toastmaster Azad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for stating the purpose and the. Just give me a minute. Okay. So before I call Toastmaster Divyanshi on the stage to give her speech, I want to share her thoughts about who is a Mahatma. And I quote, when I asked who is a Mahatma, she said, and I quote, who is a Mahatma? Question mark. A Mahatma literally means someone who has a great soul, someone who inspires people. And I think all of us have a Mahatma in our life who we look up to. Wow, what a great thought, Divyanshi. Now I call upon our first speaker, Dreams, Toastmaster Divyanshi. Toastmaster Divyanshi, Dreams. Stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azad. Whoever said nothing is impossible is a liar. I've been doing nothing for years. Ask my mom, she can confirm. Hello and good evening, everyone. Today I'm going to present my speech on the topic dreams, and I'm also going to be talking about how to interpret your dreams, and I'm also going to be giving you some fun facts, so watch out for them. I'm sure everybody dreams when they sleep, right? And some of them are lovely, bright and warm like a spring day, and some of them horrifying, bone-chilling, and completely erratic. Dreams are defined by science as an experience of the unconscious mind. Simply put, that section of the mind which we are not aware of, which we are actually completely unaware of, our desires, fears, and thought processes. Believe it or not, dreams may or may not make sense to you, but in fact, they make a lot of sense when you interpret them. Creepy, isn't it? Dream interpretation is important because if you learn to interpret your dreams, you can actually solve problems in your real life. I'm a student and I'm majoring in psychology. The big daddy of psychology is Sigmund Freud. Some of you might have heard his name, and for those of you who haven't, it is high time that you do, because this man was completely fanatical. And by fanatical, I don't always mean in a good way, in a very bad way too. But for one thing, he was absolutely hell-bent upon learning was dreams, how to interpret them, and how can they be used to solve mental problems. Did you know that you have multiple dreams in a night, but you only remember about 2 to 5% of them? People tend to forget 95% of the dreams that they have. One dream I think that is very common among people is falling dream. A dream in which you're falling off of a cliff or a building, and as soon as you're about to touch the ground, you wake up. And then your entire body starts twitching, you want water, you start palpitating, you start sweating, right? I think that dream is very common. And falling dreams is one dream that occurs consistently and has occurred consistently over the human race. Falling can mean that you are insecure, you're losing grip over life, or you simply have fears in situations that need to be faced. Have you ever had a dream in which the contents of the dream were so unrelated to each other? Like your friend eating cat food maybe, or something similar like that? It's like comparing apples to oranges. Well, that's because in your dreams, a bunch of thoughts that might be completely unrelated condense into one. Freud said that this was termed as condensation. Did you know that the faces you see in your dreams are the faces of people who you already know or who you have known but are not aware of? Isn't that creepy? When my grandmother passed away, I had a dream where her and we were sitting and smiling and laughing, and it was the time of the summer vacations. She was a benevolent lady. What did that mean? Did I miss her? Of course I did. But when asked by Freud that what is the meaning of that dream, you know what Freud would say? He would say that my real emotions, which were grief and loss, were replaced by happiness and joy to comfort me and eventually confuse me and my mind. Did you know that so many people dream in black and white? 12% of the population has their dream in black and white. In fact, people who are 55 years or older mostly dream in black and white. Freud had a very interesting take when it came to symbolization in dreams. Birth was almost always represented by some connection to water. Either one plunges into water or climbs out of it, rescues someone from water, or gets rescued by someone from water. It's like a mother relationship to that person. Death is replaced in dreams by taking a journey, a path maybe, which has no end, and so on and so forth. Many dream researchers believe in universal dream symbols, which are common for everybody. And although that might seem like a very good idea for a dream dictionary, but don't you think that the same things can mean different things for different people? As such, a book like a dream dictionary, which gives a very specific meaning to certain images, is obviously of not much use. During the final stage of the dreaming process, Freud suggested that the bizarre elements of the dreams are reorganized into the manifest content of the dream, or the content of the dream that you actually remember after waking up. Because as I said before, there is not a lot that you recall after you wake up after experiencing a dream. Freud was a psychologist, a much criticized one at that, but still the actual contributor to psychology. His purpose of understanding dreams was to utilize them in understanding why mental issues happen and how to rectify or correct them. Was he successful in doing so? Is, however, debatable and has been a hot topic in the field. Interpreting dreams has been a rather interesting, if not productive, take on the unconscious mental expressions of the individual. There is no scientific evidence that suggests that Freud's interpretation of dreams is accurate or even applicable. But recent researchers have found out that some of the unconscious experiences might help us in understanding what actually goes on in our brain. Did you know that dreams are the only and one and only means through which you can understand what goes on in the better part of your brain? Isn't that interesting? So the next time you dream, and the next time you say that the dream, oh, that was so stupid, oh, that was so crazy, think about it for a while, at least for the few of you who remember your dream. Because I simply wake up and forget my dreams. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. Carl Jung, another psychologist and a student of Freud, he believed that dreams are messages from ourselves to ourselves, and we should pay close attention to them to rectify our life problems for our own benefit. Anyway, that was all for my time. I hope you enjoyed it. You've been a lovely audience, and I hope you will look at dreams in a special, completely new, different way. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing, amazing. I got just mesmerized and I forgot that I have to take the stage back and have to speak. Really a good speech, applaudable. So guys, there is a change as we do not have the second speaker available. So we will go with the table topic master. But meanwhile, you can give your feedback, whatever you think about the speaker, the speech of the speaker rather. And you can give that feedback in the chat box in her personal chat. So meanwhile, I share a fun fact about Mahatma Gandhi before he became Mahatma, sorry. So the country against whom he, means Gandhiji, fought for India's independence, that is Great Britain, released a stamp honoring Gandhiji 21 years after his death. And I didn't know before I took up the topic. I didn't know this. So I hope everyone has given their feedback to the speaker. And as we are going to proceed with the table topic master, our table topic master is what we call him the junior Shashi Tharoor of SDTM, because he has that bank of vocabulary, which I wish I could have. So work in progress, brother. And stage is all yours. Toastmaster Avik Mukherjee, Toastmaster, table topic master of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azad. And I truly believe if wishes do come true, that we could have a ceremony where I can exchange some of my vocabulary with you and you give me some of your energy. I think it will both be mutually beneficial for us. So yes, today I play the role of a table topics master. So what I have done is come up with some very simple or some very interesting topics, but not simple and interesting at the same time. So it depends on luck, what we receive. Table topics is basically impromptu speaking, where I will either take a volunteer from the virtual stage, or someone, if someone can raise their hands and volunteer to speak, I will call them up, or I will just choose from the audience. And I will pass you a topic for which you have to give or try to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes. So let us proceed. And let me first start by asking for a volunteer. Would anyone or any guest want to go first? If no one raises their hand, I will automatically start asking people. So guest Hema, yes, all right, Aman. So you would want to go first. So Aman,
Yes, I would like to go first.
awesome. So Toastmaster Aman, I would just ask you to pick a number between 1 and 15.
12.
12. Awesome. So very simple topic for you. If you could fly in a hot air balloon over any city in the world, what city would you choose?
Okay. So if I could fly over any city in the world, I would choose Rome. Why Rome? I have been a fan of history for a good time now. And being a fan of history, you would want to know what it looked from sky in that time. And it has developed a lot from the ancient times. Like it has the Roman Colosseum, it has the Pantheon. They have, reduced to rubble in their place. But I would still like to say it because it gives you a great perspective on how the things were, how the roads were planned, how the city was built. Because even if it has been 1,000 years or something, the architecture remains almost the same. You can't change it. And Roman engineering is one of the finest. And the aqueducts, the water system at that time was great. I would like to see Rome from a hot air balloon. That would be it.
Awesome, awesome. So descriptive. And I think that was also my first choice when I was thinking about this. So second, Dalip sir, would you want to go next?
As you wish.
Awesome. So can you pick a number between 1 and 15, excluding 12?
10.
Awesome. So let me also first space the topic over here in case there's any confusion. So the topic is, should everyone write at least one book in their life? If so, what would you write about?
One should write one book in life. Yes. I agree that to this concept, because everybody from birth to death is a big journey and it has a big history. So one day when you are not in the world, your experience will go waste. When you're writing a book, you will mention what you observed in your life, what you did, what you find, where were you, how you achieved. There's a lot of experience. Like I was working in government PSU. So when a person is retired, working in a particular department, the person gets retired, and the next day we find that what are the details of the procedures, lot of the things were there which we are missing, but could not be linked. So when you are writing something, it is you are giving your experience to the world. If I wish, if I am writing something, I will also write and I'll mention in that how I am a self-made person, how I achieved the things in a good way. Means there are two ways of achieving a thing. One is making a building by borrowed money, by cheated money, and one is making the building by his own earned income, by safe organized money. So likewise in life, I will write as my experience that if you are going on a true path, your honesty, that will pay. That will pay you not only to, but also to your coming generations also. So it's a good gift from my side to my coming generations. What I experienced, I'll mention in that book.
Awesome, sir. And with that in mind, I would really love to read your work someday. And hopefully this is a good inspiration for you. So let me now move on to our next table topic speaker. And I would now just like to pick up another guest. Guest Hema, would you want to go next?
Yeah, that's fine.
Awesome. So again, we repeat the same exercise. Can you pick a number between 1 and 15, excluding 10 and 12?
8.
Awesome. This actually fits into, let me just give you the topic first. So let me first paste the topic over here and then read it out aloud. So topic number 8, do you think it would be a good thing or a bad thing if people could remember their dreams?
Okay. Obviously, we all have dreams every day, right? Most probably we'll have, but we don't remember most of them, as Divyanshi mentioned, and we forget most of them. But it could be a good thing, bad thing. Some dreams are good, some dreams are our own experiences that we face in our daytime, and some are things which we desire and which we dream about. But at the end, we forget most of the dreams, maybe 5-10% that we remember, right? But I think we should remember our dreams. It's always better to remember, because it's always sometimes what happens is, when I wake in the morning and I remember my dream, I'll be like, oh, my brain went into all that thought process when I was sleeping, and it's very fascinating for me. And then I ponder upon the thought that how come my brain thought of all that when I was, and what was the reasons for it. And it gives us our own self-evaluation of what we went through, all our experiences. And obviously we go through all of our actions, and a lot of things happen in our day-to-day life, but subconsciously our brain experiences and whatever, like I uh, our brain and our subconscious mind goes through a lot of that, and it's like a cause and effect scenario, right? There's something that happens, and we as a person have to like deal with it. So all that is in turn related to all our dreams. I think like all the experience that we face in a day-to-day life, like affects our dream. And I think like if we are able to remember our dream, it would always be better for our own self-evaluation, at least. That's it.
Awesome, Hema, for your insights, and hopefully someday soon something comes along, some invention that allows us to do that, and we learn more about ourselves. So let me now ask our next speaker to give some insights on the next table topic. Mayank sir, would you want to go next?
Yes, I can take it.
Awesome. So again, let me ask you to pick a number between 1 and 15, excluding 8, 10, and 12.
I'll choose 6.
6. Awesome. Let me just face the topic over here first. I hope this is now visible to everyone. If you were president for a day, what would be your first action as a president?
Okay. So I think as I grow older, I think every year would have different answers. That if I was a president for a day, what would be the first action to the country? I think in most nations who have a great amount of people in military, they mandate a regular military service, that they need to go to the military and complete a service in military. But if I was the president for a day, I would ensure that Toastmasters is mandated for everyone to join every week, so that I can also join every week. I have been lagging quite a bit in joining every week. I know Toastmaster Amit must be wondering how many times he has reached out to me to join the meeting. But I think if I was a president for a day, I would mandate everyone to join a Toastmasters meeting every week. And if you are not regular, they can put you in jail, make you relearn English, all grammars, everything. Give you like make it form a new club, make you run that club. That would be treated as a punishment for others, but from our perspective, it would be a great source of learning. So I think that is all. And while I'm president, I would also try to become rich. I think people in positions of power, what I have recently seen, people become extremely rich. And when I'm very rich, I would be able to afford Toastmaster AZAD as my lawyer. So if I get caught after I am not a president, then Toastmaster AZAD would help me. Thank you.
Awesome. Yes, I feel every individual citizen should be given the opportunity to be president at least once in their lives, or at least in parallel dimensions if it works. So I believe we have enough time today, and we can go through the list of every single person who's here, I suppose. I don't think we have any guests left. So let me just start with a member from our club itself.
Toastmaster Pandian has not spoken, so he may go.
Yes. Awesome. Toastmaster Pandian, would you like to speak next?
Hello?
Yes, Toastmaster Pandian, you're good to go for the next table topic?
No, I am attending the meeting in my uncle house. Small kid, not clear the voice. Nice, lot of noise.
Okay. So if there's too much disturbance, I suppose we can move on to some other speaker for today. Toastmaster Amit, would you want to speak?
Yes, Abhi,
Awesome.
we can.
For you, I think I should not give you a choice and give you a very simple and interesting topic. Let me just paste it here first. So if I gave you rupees 10,000 and told you that you had to spend it today, what would you spend it on?
Okay, that's great. So good if I have to get 10,000 rupees from you, where I have to spend. So I believe I have to spend it rationally, because few days back I heard that every day we are getting time is money, and we are getting time just like our money, and every time when we are wasting that, then we are losing that. So in the same way, I will try to spend it rationally. I will try to get an experience, because when we get the experience, that will be the part of our life for whole part of our whole life. And if we are buying the things, then that might be give me a happiness for few time, but not for the long time. But the experience, like if we do something with this money, then we that experience stay with us for a long time. So I would like to go for a trip or tour, or I would like to enjoy the hot air balloon ride, so that I can see the bird from the height, how it is looking, how beautiful it is. And I would also like to at least go visit the one city of India and one city of at least for New York. And I would like to share what is the difference between the India and India, means in Delhi or New York, how it is different. Because I heard that New York is the most expensive city in this world. So in that way, I would like to spend it, but I believe 10,000 rupees is very less for that. So you should enhance the money, and you have to make it 10,000 pound at least. So that's all. Thank you, Toastmaster Avik.
Awesome, awesome. I really enjoyed the ambition, but yes, sometimes life gives us lemon, then we have to ask for 1,000 lemons, and then we can make 1,000 times the lemonade. So awesome. So who's left? Azad, I believe. I mean, you are the Toastmaster for today, but I think you can also share some very interesting insights. So Azad, for you, I'm giving you a choice between number 1 and 13. Which one would you choose?
13.
13. Awesome. Let me paste it here. So if you could go back in time and change things, what would you change about the week that just passed?
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because that is the beauty of time. And that is how we start learning to respect time. Because every time teaches you a lot of things if you are positive about life. But if you are negative about life, you may want to go back in time and change things. So I admit here, as you have asked, I may have the bad days of my life in the last week, but a lot of learning. So I cannot miss my learning by going back in time and changing things. Because as they say, when things are not happening in the way you are thinking, let them happen in the way that God has planned for you. Because He knows what is best for you. You may call it God, Allah, whatever you like to, but yes, that divine power has planned for you your life. And I've also learned that success itself is not a destination. And I believe that many of you would agree with me on this. It is a consistent effort, because once you reach somewhere, then you want to reach somewhere else on top. But staying there is all about staying there. Just holding that position, fulfilling those responsibilities which comes with the position. So my take is, I will not change anything. I have enjoyed even my bad phase, and I will enjoy my good phase by implementing those learnings which I have done last week. So that is my take on this. Back to you.
Awesome, awesome, Amit. Azad, lots of learnings today, from dreams to hot air balloons to staying and being grateful for everything. So I think we only have 2 people left, and we still have time. Am I correct, Amit? We can just use the entirety
Yes,
of the
yes.
roster today. So Toastmaster Pandi, I feel you haven't given us an insight today. Would you want to speak us on any topic?
Yeah. You want to choose me a number?
Yes. You want me to choose a number for you?
Yeah. I have to choose a number, na?
Yes. So choose a number between 1 and 13, excluding 3.
1.
1.
1.
Awesome.
1.
I think it's the perfect topic for you. So Pandi sir, how would you pitch your get-rich-quick scheme to the Toastmasters audience?
Well, thank you, Toastmaster, Table Topic Master Abik, for giving me this topic. How do I think rich quick with the Toastmasters? Am I right?
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So this Toastmaster, the journey, as earlier speakers mentioned, everyone want to improve our life, wherever stage we are, to next level. So what are the resources we can use it, and what are the technologies available with us to enhance, to improve our skills, to make rich in the Toastmasters? How it will help you? We can become a better version of ourselves to being a Toastmasters. As we know that the Toastmaster gives a positive learning experience and helps us to improve our communication and leadership skill. With that, one can improve his self-confidence and personal growth. So when the personal growth, the self-confidence and personal growth move hand to hand to enhance in a person to become rich, to being a Toastmasters. So this journey, this Toastmaster journey, you can believe that I joined the Toastmaster at the age of 50. When I was celebrating my 50th birthday, I thought something I have to do differently, which I have never done before. The day itself, I heard the word Toastmaster from some of my friends. Then I went to Google it. Then I checked it. This is such a vast platform to develop personality development and your communication skill. So today is the world. You can achieve everything by presenting yourself in front of people. It's not no matter what you are presenting. It is the matter is how you are presenting. At the end of the day, people may not be remembering what the content you present, but definitely they always remember how you present. So this is the way one can become rich by being a Toastmaster. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topic Master.
Awesome, Toastmaster Pandi, for your insight. I think we have another guest today, guest Anusha, if I am correct.
That's
guest
right.
Anusha, would you want to speak on an impromptu speaking topic today?
I wouldn't mind, but I can't see the timer.
Aris Pandian, could you, just share your screen? I suppose, Anusha, when we start speaking.
I will share the screen. I will share the screen, Toastmaster Abhi, when I'm noting the timing, and I will share the screen. Yeah, the screen, you are able to see the screen when I am sharing?
I don't know, because when you share only, then I'll come to know.
Yeah, just a minute. I'll share now. Just a minute. I'll share now. Yeah. Is it fine?
Yes, perfect.
Green,
Thank you.
are you able to see the green? So 1 minute, I will share the green, and 1.5, I will share the yellow, and 2 minutes, I will share the red. Is it fine?
Right. Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Awesome, Anusha. So let me now ask you to choose a number between 1 and 15, excluding 1 and 3.
7.
7. Awesome. Let me just paste it over here first. Second. So, do you think horoscopes are accurate? Why or why not?
Well, if I had to talk of horoscopes, I would say they are horoscopes. HORRORSCOPES. And with that, I think I've answered your question in totality. I think horoscopes are something which we tend to gravitate towards when we are stuck, when we don't know where we are, or we want to give the control of our life to a greater power, which we are calling the horoscope. I've heard of Panditjis talking of Shani is here. I mean, Saturn is in this house of yours, and Jupiter is aligned this way. So things are not working out for you. So if you do this thing, you'll be fine. Now, that is exactly what causes us to delve into a realm which we are not actually aware of. But because it's a supernatural realm, we tend to give that power to the realm of which we know nothing. So according to me, forget accuracy. Horoscopes are something which should not be touched. You know, an aunt of mine was looking for a match for my cousin. And she says, I began with horoscopes, but slowly and surely, I began to leave everything, including the horoscope, behind. Because at the end of the day, it is the compatibility of the guy and the girl which is going to matter. In fact, if you have to check out something, I should think you should check out the medical aspects of the bride and the groom to be, rather than check out the horoscopes, because horoscopes are not going to tell you what is there in the future of the bride or the groom. They are just going to lead you into a realm which you're not aware of, and which will make you dependent totally on something you yourself can never claim to have fame to. You cannot claim to have any knowledge of this arena. So overall, I think this topic has been given to a person who doesn't believe anyway in horoscopes. So yes, according to me, horoscopes forget accuracy. Horoscopes need not, should not, and cannot be the basis of any functioning in practical life today. Back to the table topics master.
Awesome. Thank you, guest Anusha. And thank you for your insight. I was actually planning to go to a Jyotishi tomorrow, and now I feel that I should just rely on more scientific things. But yes, to your point, I think this will stay with me. So I think we are left with only one person who is left to go. That would be Toastmaster Divyanshi. So Divyanshi, do you want me to give you a topic, or do you want to have the ability
You
to
can
choose?
give me the topic. You can give me the topic.
Awesome. Just give me 1 second. Yep. I think this is the right one for you. So Toastmaster Divyanshi, can creativity be taught? Why or why not?
Okay, thank you for the topic. I'm a psychology student, and according to a psychology student in me, yes, creativity can be taught. A very major renowned psychologist once said, give me a child and I will transform him into a thief, a doctor, a robber, a teacher, anything you want me to, just give me a child. So I think creativity, like any other thing, can be taught. When I was a child, my mother encouraged me to do coloring books instead of watching TV, or to read novels instead of playing on her phone. So I think creativity more or less depends on the kind of environment you're brought up in, and I think creativity can be taught more as when you're a child. Creativity can be taught to an elder. Teaching creativity would be a bit harder. I'm not saying impossible, but a bit harder. And I think parents should specifically focus on cultivating the creative aspect of their child, because in the end we are not relying on your academics anymore. Even companies, even multinationals, they don't rely on what kind of a degree you have, what fancy degree you have, but on your soft skills, communication, creativity, management, your people skills, social skills. So I think creativity, yes, can be taught, and I think schools should inculcate programs which in fact inculcate creativity in students and children. So yes, my answer to your question simply would be yes, creativity can be taught. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. I think I learned a lot today. So these table topics are more of an exercise for me to learn from you all today. So good job, everyone. I think we are through with the entire roster for Toastmasters. Has anyone left to go? I guess that is a no. And now I believe we can proceed with the next section. So now I hand it over to our Toastmaster of today, Toastmaster Azad.
Thank you so much, Avik, Toastmaster Avik. And you have conducted the session very innovatively. And it was, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole session. Coming a lot of learning from people from diverse backgrounds. So can we have vote for the best table topic speaker? And I am sharing the poll. So this is the poll. You can cast your vote here. And meanwhile, Avik, before you go as a table topic master, what is your take on who is a Mahatma according to you?
That is a very good question, Azad. And I feel I don't know if I am qualified enough to really answer, but to really get to that position where someone is talking about your soul in that way, that you are a Mahan Atma in that sense, that's definitely an aspect of service to it, I suppose. No one can be called a Mahatma if their pursuit in life is purely selfish, if that their pursuit in life has resulted in the upliftment of millions, or maybe even or a smaller fraction, then that person can deserve to be on that podium, I feel. So I believe a strong skill set and strong values, but also using that skill set in the pursuit of the upliftment of people around you, that can get you close to that region of people. So yeah, that's my take.
Totally agreed. Yes. I think you are more than qualified enough to answer that because you have attempted it very well. So this is the time where I am missing the physical meeting. I would have some samosas or snacks if it was a physical meeting. So without not taking a break, we go further and I hand over the stage to General Evaluator. And this is the time for the evaluation. So I hand over the virtual stage to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster IC Pandey.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, for conducting a wonderful section so far. Now, this is the time for evaluation. As everyone knew that the breakfast is the feedback is the breakfast for the champions. Here, the general evaluation segment, we give constructive and positive feedback to everyone to improve our level. So first, we will proceed with the speech evaluation. So now I would like to welcome the speech evaluator, Toastmaster Amit, to evaluate the first speaker, Toastmaster Divyanshi. Hand over to you. The stage is yours, Toastmaster Amit.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pandey. So Toastmaster Divyanshi delivered a speech on the topic dreams. And yesterday I read a quote, sacrifice for your dream, otherwise your dream will be the sacrifice. So now Toastmaster Divyanshi shared an intrigued idea about the dreams and how she started, what are the good things, what are my commendation for her speech. That was like she started very well with a quote. So it is always good to start your speech either by question or with a quote that help you to attract the audience. So she started in that way. Structure of the speech, the way she started, initially she defined what she is going to tell you during her speech. So that was a great structure. Means people were very, in the beginning, they were know what speaker is going to share in her speech. So that's great. Now, body language, during her speech, she was completely adding her body language, sharing her gestures according to this speech, according to the thoughts. So that's great. Although we were not able to see her complete, but the hand movement, that was great. Then what important thing that I learned, and that really amazing, that was the conversational mode speech. So whenever she was sharing anything, first before sharing that, she was asking the question and then she was replying that question. That is the best way to deliver a speech. It is a conversational mode of the speech, and people every time understand, and the audience able to correlate that what she is sharing and what she is replying. So always when you are delivering a speech, if it is a conversation mode speech, then always easy to understand and easy to comprehend. Then what could be better? So in her speech, what could be better? So voice modulation, I believe she shared a lots of fact, like we are having the black and white dream. We are only remember only 5% of our dream. So she can, the speaker can add a little excitement in that part. Like we are just able to see only remember only 5% of our dream. In this colored world, we are only seeing the black and white dreams. So in that way, that can be a little better. And audience engagement, the speaker was with the topic of dreams, and everyone, I believe everyone is watching the dream, whether it is the closed eyes or the open eyes. So a speaker can engage the audience by asking the questions about someone's dream. So that could be there. And another thing is the humor could be added in her speeches. Most of time speaker always add the humor, when she add humor, but today I missed that part a little bit. And again, coming to the commendation part, during this speech, speaker used the word of the day and idioms of the day. So that's great. Overall, it was a great speech and great information. We learned a lots of things. We learned about the dreams today. So next time when we will watch the dream, we will try to make this colorful and also also try to remember more than 5%. So that is all from my end. All the best to the speaker for the future speeches, and that's all from my end. Over to you, Toastmaster Pandi.
Thank you so much, Evaluator, for your evaluation. Now, this is the time to call my auxiliary role players, supplementary evaluators. First, I welcome Toastmaster Divyanshi, Grammarian, to present her report. Toastmaster Divyanshi, over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So I'm back with my report as a grammarian. The word of the day and idiom of the day were used by Toastmaster Amit. Toastmaster Amit used the word of the day, and I used idiom of the day and the word of the day. Nobody else, I couldn't. So that could be improved. Word of the day and idiom of the day could be inculcated. At the end of the day, they are for everyone's improvement. Toastmaster AZAD used words like complimented, stretch of time, assassination, applaud, mesmerized, which were very good usage of grammar. Toastmaster Pandey used warm welcome. Toastmaster Amit used the word of the day, gestures, conversational, correlational, which were good words and can be inculcated in daily life. Guest Anusha also used words like realm, dwelf, arena, horror, scope, which is not an actual word, but it's a very interesting take on horoscopes. Toastmaster Avik, obviously, he uses amazing grammar every time. He used roster of Toastmasters, qualified, aspect of service, pursuit, upliftment, fraction, podium, all of that. So for few tips to improve grammar on a daily basis from my side would be to of course read and write. Of course, those are basic, but whenever you write something, you can use a grammar checker. Grammar checkers like Grammarly can be used to check on grammar. Even Word offers grammar checking, but Grammarly is a very good platform to check your grammar. In fact, it gives suggestion also to how to improve your grammar, so you can check that out. Uh, some common mistakes that people often make while speaking are they use two past tense together. For example, I was, listened, or something like that. So you should keep in mind that two tenses should not be used together. That can be kept in mind. It's a very common mistake. It can be rectified by a bit of practice. That was all from my side. Thank you so much. I hope it was helpful.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Divyanshi, Grammarian, for sharing your elaborative report. Now I would like to welcome the second auxiliary role player who is doing the first time as a Toastmaster journey. He joined recently, and very first role he has taken is the counter role. Toastmaster Aman, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pandi. So I'm back with the report as an R counter. I will, without further ado, I will begin with all the errors that we have done as a team, because I won't be adding anything because there's a lot of people today. So I will begin with Toastmaster Divyanshi. 5 times, 1 time, so 1 time, 1 time. There was a pause and there was one crutch word used, that was and. Toastmaster Pandi. 2 times, so 1 time. There was one pause and no crutch words. Toastmaster Avik. There was but used 1 time. That's it. Toastmaster Amit. 2 times, so 4 times. There was one repeat of words, one pause, and 6 times used was fresh word was and. Toastmaster Azad. 5 times, so 4 times, and there was no pause and no fresh words. Toastmaster Aman. 3 times, 2 pauses 2 times, and there was a fresh word and. Guest Dilip. 1 time. There was 2 fresh words and 2 times, 2 times. Guest Hema. 5 times, 6 times. There was 6 fresh words, one because, 2 ands, and 3 likes. Toastmaster Mayank. 3 times, and that's it. Guest Sanusha, so 1 time. That would be my report for today. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Aman, for presenting the maiden report as in this Toastmaster journey. Now I would like to welcome the most important auxiliary role player who is keeping a track on whoever is speaking on this platform. Toastmaster R.S. Pandian, timer. Please present your report.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster AZAD spoke to 4 minutes 55 seconds. General Evaluator, Toastmaster IC Pandi spoke to 2 minutes 30 seconds. Prepared speaker, Toastmaster Divyanshi, 6 minutes 45 seconds. Table topic speaker, Toastmaster Among 1 minute 55 seconds. Guest Dilip 2 minutes. Third guest Hema Sudarshan 1 minute 55 seconds. Toastmaster Mayank 3 spoke to 1 minute 35 seconds. Toastmaster Amit spoke to 1 minute 40 seconds. 6. Toastmaster Azad 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmaster IC Pandi spoke to 2 minutes 20 seconds. Guest Anusha spoke to 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Divyanshi spoke to 1 minute 30 seconds. The evaluator, first evaluator, Toastmaster Amit spoke to 3 minutes 30 seconds. Grammarian Toastmaster Divyanshi spoke to 2 minutes 5 seconds. Toastmaster Counters Toastmaster Among 1 minute 50 seconds. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pandian, for presenting your report. Now, can we go for auxiliary role player, best auxiliary player OT, Toastmaster of the day, or we can proceed with my report?
So we have 3 auxiliary role players. RS Pandian, timer. Toastmaster Raman, A counter. Toastmaster Divyanshi, grammarian. And being a host, I cannot vote. So use your right to cast vote and choose the best one. Okay, I'm ending the poll, sir. You may continue.
Good evening once again, all. This is my general evaluation report. First, to start evaluator, the first speech evaluator. He started with a very well emphasizing quote, that is, sacrifice for your dreams, otherwise dreams will sacrifice you. Yes, even during the starting of the evaluation itself, he has given the impact, how he observed the speaker's content. And he rightly mentioned all the aspects, the good aspects, body language, and that how she presented the conversation mode. He presented mentioned the conversation mode. That is the best way to start your speeches, whether start with a quote or asking a question, how the speaker engaged the audience by asking a question in a conversation manner, so that everybody keen to listen the speakers, whatever the content is she's delivering. So the well defined structured evaluation, he followed the CRC approach. That is a commendation. He has given what are the good points. Then he has mentioned the recommendation also, how she can, especially in we're talking about the dreams about black and white. That's how he could improve in that point in the recommendation. And the overall commendation, to summarizing that, how the overall the speaker, the structured. So he followed all the aspects of commendation, recommendation, and commendation, and prize, and the takeaway also. This is the first 5 parts. The evaluation, during the evaluation, we should focus that all the 5 aspects he crystal clearly observed and mentioned. So this is for the evaluation. Kudos to you, the evaluator. That's a well-present evaluation. Now moving to the auxiliary role player. The first auxiliary role player, timer. The timer, RS Pandian, he presented the report well, but he was running. He could have given some pause in between the one speaker to other speaker. And the last thing, what he could have done it, he could have given some recommendation. So how one can precisely utilize the time, because the time and tide wait for none. Time is the most precise resource one have in the world. So he could have given that could have been he could have suggested some recommendation, optimize the time, how to use our time, how to better management, any tips for better management of the time. Then moving back to the second auxiliary role player, that is the Aman. Aman, he is as the TMOD mentioned, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Today, Toastmaster Aman started the first journey towards his Toastmasters life. He is presented very well organized report. What could have been this? While introducing his role, have been elaborated much in the 3 aspects: the crutch word, the repeats, and the pauses. So that the speaker, anyone who's coming to speak, the 3 aspects they have to be clear in mind. Any repeats words will be noted, and any crutch words, and any pauses, unintentional pauses or long pauses. These 3 things will be the major focus as accounted that could have been mentioned But overall, he did an excellent job. Kudos to Toastmaster Aman for presenting your maiden role as accountant today. Kudos to you. Now, coming back to the last but not the least, the grammarian. The grammar is the most important aspect of the language, because when you are speaking, speech is the index of your mind. When you're speaking, the other people will judge you how confidently you are speaking, with that how accurately you are speaking, because your accuracy will give the edge to add complement to your confidence. You may be confident, but if you are more accurate, then it will make you outstanding impact to the listeners. That he has presented he has captured good vocabularies and the quotes, and who are word the day and the idioms. That is one thing. One thing we lack is, everyone, including me, we have not used the word that we can improve further. That we have to. That advice again, the grammarian could have suggested. She rightly mentioned most of the people not use the word of the day and the idiom of the day. Then what is the advice? The advice may be, while preparing your speech, the prepared speaker, they can include this word of the day and the idiom of the day. That could be one suggestion. Always as auxiliary roller, at the end, you should suggest something. Yes, you mentioned rightly the importance of the grammar, but it could have been suggestion. So these are the auxiliary role player. Now I'm moving to the anchor. Wow, what excellent theme! How we presented them before the Mahatma. It's very relevant to the current scenario, the month we are. It is the Gandhi Jayanti month. It is the 2nd October, the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi anniversary, who born in 2nd October in 1869. That he rightly chosen the topic, the theme appropriate to that time. That is the most important. When you are presenting as a Toastmaster of the day, your theme should be relevant to the current environment, the circumstances, the scenario, so that the people can connect with them to the theme. That's an excellent theme, and the way you presenting, always the Toastmaster AZAD is the most consistent and most energetic and enthusiastic person. Whenever he present with the power and energy. He mixed with himself the character, whatever they do. So today, as a Toastmaster, he engaged us, and he engaged us with the power, with his energy, with his enthusiasm. Kudos to you, and I wish you keep on doing this role in your forthcoming meeting also. Then next is the Toastmaster Abhi, the table topic master. Table topic master came up with the innovative topics, very relevant to the theme, as well as it's triggering, it's simulating the improvisation to the speaker, to how to engage, organize the thoughts and present to deliver that impromptu speaking. It was a good overall, and he picked nine speakers. He managed the time in such a way. He called 9 speakers. I think this is the most so far, whatever the last 1 year I am being a Toastmaster. This is the most number of table topic speaker. This is the first meeting. I can say that. So that's kudos to you, the Toastmaster Abhi, by the way you articulate the things, the way you engage the people, the way you present your topic to the guest or the Toastmaster also. They really want to take the topic from you. That is the scene you set for the table topic session. It's an excellent. All the commendations. You did a fabulous job today as a table topic master. Coming back, my evaluation, the general evaluation, the meeting started exactly on time. That is 6:33. In spite of that 6:30, but it is 2-3 minutes. Its tolerance is always acceptable. As a Toastmaster, South Delhi Toastmaster is prompt and is known for the timing. Exactly, the meeting started at around 6:30. The president, he engaged the audience guests, he interacted with guests, and he asked them how do you come to know that the Toastmaster Day and what is the purpose? He mentions anything. The well begun is half done. He asked the guest, what is the purpose of joining your Toastmaster? And how do you come to know that? So this, he always come with the preparation. He never attend any meeting without the preparation. That's the thing. He starts as a presiding officer. He rightly starts there. And the Toastmaster, Abhi, he very well explained the mission statement, the TMOD we mentioned. So overall, the meeting was excellent. Everybody participated eagerly and enthusiastically. And the last but not the least, the guest, Anusha ma'am, she joined after, I think, 2-3 months back. Whenever she comes, she always present in such a high level. She makes meeting at a different level. And I think after 4th or 5th month, she's joined the guest. But she's a very good speaker. We always want to listen, always want to you come and join as and when the time permits you. With all that, today it was excellent meeting, and it's my pleasure and privilege. I'm humbled to have all in this meeting, to have me as a general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Wow, that is the only word I can say, that you were commanding for my energy, sir. But let me tell you, you are no less. The energy is reflecting, it is mutual, sir. What have you eaten today? Pandit sir, no, I really want to know. Okay. That was great, sir. I thoroughly, in fact, I was not able to stop myself to listen to you and stop you somewhere, because in the interest of time, we need to know that, yes, we have to finish the meeting in time. But that was amazing, sir. Very pinpointing things. Okay, guys. So it is the time when I give my closing speech related to the theme, and without wasting much time, I would directly come on those 2 points which I have mentioned in the beginning, that what Gandhiji has learned, and this was the first time that this writer has, and that is your job to find who is the writer of this book. At least if I give you some take on this book, then at least you will go and search that who has written this book, and the name is the Mahatma before the men before the Mahatma. So those 2 things are, first, that unifying his professional work with his political and moral principles, guys, not only provides him with satisfaction, it also creates in him a strong and a powerful voice. We can deny a lot of things. We may have different point of views about Gandhiji, but yes, we cannot deny that he had that voice which united all of us together and we became Indians. Second point is using the courtrooms of South Africa. Mind it, it is a different country altogether. And using their courtrooms as his laboratories for resistance, he learned something else so important that it will eventually have a lasting and worldwide impact. And that is a society of determined people can bring repressive governments to heel by the principled use of civil disobedience. Using materials hidden away in archives, vaults, and brought to light for the first time, this book, The Men Before the Mahatma, puts the readers, including me, inside dramatic experiences that changed Gandhi's life forever and have never been written about until now. And let me admit, I have not been a very great fan of Gandhiji, but yes, after reading this book, you can learn the practical aspects of leadership. So don't read him as Gandhiji. Just go through this book and you will resonate with the leadership skills which you see and which you improve. Especially if I say it subjectively, I really improve on those skills. He saw some of the Indians, they are not having food, they are not having clothes. So what he did, he took off his clothes that my countrymen are not wearing clothes, I will not wear clothes. And by doing that simple act, he united the whole India with him. He became the leader. And else, all of you know, most of you have more experience even than my age. So I will not speak further, but I will recommend and I will insist, being my friends, to all of you that please go and read this book. This is an amazing book on leadership. Read it from the leadership point of view. With that, I would like to give the virtual stage to the presiding officer and the dynamic president of our club, Toastmaster Amit. So, sir, stage is all yours. Thank you so much to everyone for being patient with me.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azad, and please unmute yourself and give a big round of applause to everyone for this energy. So thank you, Toastmaster Azad. So before we go ahead, I would like to ask that please launch the poll for the best anchor. So today we had 3 anchors: Toastmaster Azad, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Abik, Table Topic Master, and Toastmaster IC Pandey, Journal Evaluator. So please cast your vote. Use your birthright for casting your vote and for the So Azad, are we good? We go ahead. Scroll over.
I think 2 of them has not voted. So is it you, sir, being the co-host?
Yes, I believe I and Toastmaster Pandey is not able to vote.
And the player.
Me and Amit
Pandey.
Yeah.
Okay. Done. So you can go ahead, sir. Proceed.
Thank you, Toastmaster Azad, for all your help. So before we go ahead, it was a great topic today. The man before the Mahatma, I believe everyone learned a lot of things. And after then we have a very relative table topics from Toastmaster Avik. So great topic and great insightful topics. And after then we had a great feedback from Toastmaster Pandian. So before we go ahead, I would also want to share the best awardee for today's meeting. But before that, I would like to hear from our guest. So first of all, I would like to hear from guest Anusha. Anusha, would you unmute yourself and share your experience? How's your experience in this meeting after a long time you have joined us today?
Yeah, the meeting experience was positive. I joined at the point of table topics. So usually the topics are kind of mundane, but the topics were interesting today and they made you think. So that was the part which I really enjoyed, and that's what I like to come to your club for. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anusha. So for other guests and for the members, I would like to share that Toastmaster guest Anusha is also a Toastmaster, and she's not just a Toastmaster, she's anchor and shared the platform with many dignitaries like Prime Minister of India and many other renowned personality. So it is always great to having you here, Toastmaster Anusha. Thank you so much for coming. And so guest Dilip, I would like to hear your experience. It was your first meeting, so I want to hear from you. How's your experience in the first meeting?
So first, thanks to all my seniors in the club. It was a very informative session, and what I was expecting, the outcome was to the mark. And it's an important thing is that spontaneous speaking. So that is a very good thing, that as a platform for learning so many things from different persons. Use of English, grammar, way of presentation, evaluation, feedback is all sort of a very healthy atmosphere for growth. Very good.
So thank you, Dilip sir. So this is a platform that is no one is judging for anyone. So this is a mutual learning experience for each of us. And I want to say that guest Anusha and another Mayank Khatri who was joined us during the table topic, both are the Toastmaster for many years, and obviously they are inspiration for us. So, and I would like to hear from guest Hima. Hima, how's your experience in the first meeting of Toastmasters?
Hey guys, the experience was amazing. Actually, it's completely new, and like I'm not used to speaking impromptu, without being prepared. So it was like a completely different learning experience, and I feel like this is a correct platform to improve our public speaking skills. So looking forward to many more sessions. So
That's great. Thank you so much for your experience. Exactly, means impromptu speaking is a really challenge for everyone, and yes, we are learning. Means after 2 to 3 years being a part of the Toastmaster fraternity, still it is. I can say that this is a still scary experience for me when I am speaking in the table topics. But this is an inspiration from our veteran speaker, veteran Toastmaster, that if we are consistent with our effort, eventually we will become better speaker and learn how to think on feet while we are speaking impromptu. Because I experience it personally. Whenever anyone can ask during the table topic session, so that time we are not getting the thoughts, but after that we are getting a lots of thoughts. Oh, I have to say that. So that is with everyone. But while this is just a practice, the way we do practice a lot, obviously eventually we will become a speaker, and we will start listening creative ideas, creative story immediately in the table topic section. So that's it. So we go ahead. So now I am ready with the results. So today we had only one speaker. So best speaker is Toastmaster Divyanshi. Please unmute yourself and keep giving the huge round of applause for everyone. Great. So we are also ready with our certificate. So best anchor for today's meeting, Toastmaster IC Pandy as a general evaluator. He shared a lots of insight today with us, how we can become a better. Best speaker for today's meeting, Toastmaster Divyanshi. Great job, Toastmaster Divyanshi. Kudos. Best auxiliary role player, Toastmaster Aman Aryan. Aman Aryan was in his debutant role, so great job, Toastmaster Aman. Best speech evaluator, I was the only evaluator, so I run alone and won. So I am the best evaluator for today's meeting. And best table topic speaker, guest Anusha. So kudos, guest Anusha, and please keep coming and keep sharing your insights with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Take a photo now.
Yeah, before we leave, can we have a big and bigger smile possible?
Yeah, guest Anusha, it would be great if you also switch on
No
your
matter
camera.
how Mahatma you are in your personality, but the smile and the laughter has to be available.
So guest Anusha, it would be great if you all also switch on your camera. And
so Aryan has won in his debutant role, so I insist if he may give a pose of the day.
Aman, so you can give us a Mahatma's pose. I have not a long hair, so I can't.
So I think I have seen, in a few games when someone gives you a quest, they do it like this. They have to say something, but it's also a symbol for Sudarshan Chakra. So I would take this.
Oh,
great.
And also this for victory.
Victory for Aman's.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. It was a great meeting. If EC can stay back, we can discuss. There are things.
Yes. So thank you so much. And Azad, could you please also stop live streaming?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters.